I got to thinking, life is just way too short to worry about the shit that you cannot control. It's way too short. It goes by in a blink. You fall asleep one night and you wake up and, when you fell asleep you were 21, and then when you woke up you were 27. And you realize that all the time that you spent worrying about every little thing and procrastinating because of it and not really moving toward anything because of that worry. You realize that whole time you could have spent getting some money, working on your physique, learning a new skill, doing what you love and what you're passionate about, And I think about how much time I wasted in my early 20s. I'm in my late 20s. I'm 27 years old. And I think very often about how much farther along I would be if I didn't worry so much about every little thing. My advice to anybody watching this right now, who's kind of in the same boat, who has the same issue, similar issue, word of advice, stop doing that, right? Stop fixating on the shit that you can't control. I caught myself doing it earlier today. I was at work and I was in my car. And as I was working, I kept thinking about everything that I need to get done, everything that needs to be attended to. And I had to stop myself and say, listen, bro. Focus on one thing at a time. Be present. Right? You're in your car. You're driving to your destination. Focus on that. All the other things that are swirling around in your head, those things can wait. Right now, we're in the car and we're driving. And that's how you need to approach your life. You need to approach everything one step at a time. Set goals. Move toward those goals. Persist. Press toward. But at the end of the day, bro, you got to understand that A, it's not going to happen overnight. And B, worrying about it is not going to fix it. Worrying about it may actually make it worse. Because the thing is, 90% of the things I would say that we worry about never come to pass. And then 5% of the things that we worry about, even if they do come to pass, are really not that big of a deal. So that leaves 5%. A bad day is coming. You are going to have a bad day. You are going to get some really, really bad news. At some point. It's inevitable. It's going to happen. So why are you trying to have a bad day now? I have anxiety. And so a lot of times I'll think about the worst case scenario. It will circulate through my head of, oh my God, what am I going to do? Where am I going to go? What's going to happen if this thing that I'm worrying about happens? And I have to stop myself and just understand that even if the worst possible case scenario were to happen, that most likely, in fact, almost certainly, it would not be so detrimental that I wouldn't be able to recover from it. And that's what I'm here to tell all of you is that, bro, whatever you're contemplating, whatever you're perseverating on right now is not that big of a deal in the grand scheme of things. And anything that you want to try, anything you want to do, anything you want to pursue, I'm going to tell you right now, the time is going to pass anyway. And if you don't do it now, there's going to come a time where you wish you did it. So just do it now. Just do it now. Anxiety, worry, stress, all of these sorts of things, they come from a desire to control the uncontrollable. They come from a desire to manipulate exterior forces. The only thing that we can control is how we feel and how we respond. We can kind of control how we feel to an extent. I mean, you know, you're a human being. You have emotions. You're going to feel sad. You're going to feel angry. Of course. I mean, that's all part of being a human being. But what I'm saying is anything that you can control, work toward changing it if you wish to change it or deal with it. Anything that you can't control at this very moment, let it go. Don't worry about it. The universe has a way of working things out in your favor. You just have to trust it. You have to believe that God or the universe has a higher calling for you. And that's hard for a lot of people to do, especially when they're in the gutter, which I've been in the gutter many times. When you're in a dark place, it's hard to see that light at the end of the tunnel. But once you see it, you realize that there's nothing to worry about. The end result at the end of the day is death, like I've said before. And, we're all going to die anyway. So why would you want to spend your time worrying about the uncontrollable? You have to talk to yourself a lot. People over the years have thought that I'm crazy because I talk to myself, but the people who talk to themselves are actually the sane ones. It's everybody else that's lost their mind. You're having real internal issues and you want to keep your mouth shut and pretend like everything is okay when it's not, and try to convince yourself that everything is okay when it's not, instead of dealing with the issue internally. And that's where talking to yourself comes in. And so I ask you, if you're like that and you're watching this right now, which one of us is really crazy? Because it ain't me. When you see me walking down the street talking to myself, you mind your fucking business. All right, I'm working through some shit. So you can hop right off my dick, please. Meditation helps a lot, of course. Healthy eating, exercise, all these sorts of things, but you already know that. I don't have to explain that to you. I've preached and harped on that on and on and on and on. I've started going to the gym again and eating right, and I feel so much better. Like, the difference is just night and day. I feel like a completely different person. Totally different. Totally different. I feel healthier, I feel wiser, I feel more vibrant. And yeah, that's really it. But as always, of course, like I say in every video, be sure to like, share, comment, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so that you don't miss my beautiful face every time I upload. All right, peace.